Thank you and welcome to the show this morning. The topic this morning is establishing a minority franchise, and we're fortunate to have with us an individual who has been involved with establishing minority franchises and other activities, and a great entrepreneur, Mr. Roland Jones. And of course, Mr. Jones, let me welcome you to the show this morning.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
And to tell you how delighted we are to have you here, Mr. Jones, and I think that we indicated up front that you are a great entrepreneur, and that might be outstretching it in a real sense, but as soon as you give us some information about your background, education, and some of your experiences within the context of establishing minority franchises, I think that people will understand what we meant when we said that you've really been involved and you are indeed a great entrepreneur. Let's start off by talking about your background, education, and some of the things that were important in terms of your life that led you to us today.
Okay, well, hey, first of all, thanks for being here. It's an honor. Yeah, well, I began my life in rural West Tennessee, back at around the outbreak of World War II. That's when I was born, and all my values were shaped there. And of course, I went on to graduate from high school in Memphis. And after college, I went into the military. And of course, after that, I taught in the Memphis City school system for 1 year. And while I was doing that, I was attending broadcast school at night. So back in 1964, I landed what I thought was my dream job as a radio announcer in the Mississippi Delta. And of course, that didn't work out too well. I enjoyed it, but there were some restrictions on the things I could do, and I wasn't pleased with that. And as a matter of fact, I ended up getting fired.
Okay. Might have been the best thing that ever happened to you.
It was the best thing that happened to me, because when I got fired, what happened, it put me on the road. And I ended up in Washington, D.C., in an employment counselor's office. And that employment counselor hooked me up with an HR person that was with McDonald's. At that time, it was a franchise-owned McDonald's. It was like one franchisor owned, franchisee rather owned, multiple restaurants. And this was back in July of 1965. I started with McDonald's as a management trainee.
My graduating date of college. Go on.
Is that right?
Yes, I can relate to that time and that period very well. Go on.
Well, you know the area there.
I know exactly.
The era.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Go on and let make our audience understand exactly what you're talking about.
Well, I tell you what, it wasn't a pretty scene. It was hot. Matter of fact, July the 5th, and I was scrubbing trash cans. And fortunately, as a result of getting those trash cans sparkling clean, I got an opportunity to become a general manager in a very short period of time. And then, of course, came an opportunity to join McDonald's at the corporate level. Of course, broke racial barriers there. And I was exposed to how franchises operate. And I began a position as a franchise consultant for McDonald's Corporation, which was fulfilling the company role to the franchisees. And that position led me to a higher level position. And after that, which like 12 and a half years, I came to Nashville to become a franchisee then. And of course, that gave me experience on the franchisor and the franchisee side. And I had an opportunity to work in a capacity that I was consulting people in. So then I had people consulting me, and I saw it at a whole, in a different way, with a whole different level of exposure. And having the opportunity to meet the leader, which was Ray Kroc, founder of McDonald's Corporation, and hang out and work around it with people like
Okay,
that.
and we're getting ready for our first commercial break, but let's, when we come back, let's talk about your relationship with Mr. Kroc and some of the other things that you being the minority in that kind of situation and how it felt in reference to how they reacted to you. And let's see if we can sort of deal with that during the second part of the show, because I think that this is what we want to deal with. And I know the period, and I know all of the things you were talking about, but we want our audience to understand exactly what you were doing at that time. And we'll be back with our audience following this very, very short commercial break. We're talking to Mr. Roland.